Your association, Graeme, is with the PCA Benevolent Fund.
Yeah, they made me a mental health ambassador earlier this year, and I think that was partly due after I went around all 18 counties with the PCA pre-season, and I gave a talk on mental health and well-being, not from a clinical point of view, but from a personal point of view, and it's just grown from there. And the PCA do fantastic work. I mean, they helped me when I was when I was suffering with depression. So that's why I'm here today.
What is the prevalence, do you reckon, across the professional game of people with either minor or even more major similar issues?
The interesting thing is it's 1 in 4 people across society at some stage will have a mental health issue. Yeah. And cricket is just the same. It's not more prevalent or less, it's just the same. But the difference is that people tend to hear a lot more about issues in cricket because we are open about it. We encourage people to be open. We encourage people to seek help. I'd liken it to being very, very similar to having a physical injury. If you've got a physical injury, you get a diagnosis, treatment, rehab, and then you're back again. And mental health is the same thing. There should be no stigma attached to it. So you get a diagnosis, you get treatment, and then you come back. And that's how we try to approach it. And the PCA really is at the front of this.
Yeah. James, what have you seen, actually, in the game itself? I mean, for instance, county clubs, even in the England team, and there'll be times where everyone has a bit of a downer, which is not necessarily a clinical depression as such, but it's a question of confidence, a question of self-confidence.
Yeah, 100%. And we're really lucky playing cricket that we've got so many guys around us. But like Andrew Flintoff said, there's a lot of those guys that from the outside look extremely confident, but yet some people aren't willing to speak about their problems. But it's just about being encouraged to speak as much as you can about your mental health issues, and especially even with things like I've been through. You can't control what's happening physically, but mentally I can control as much as I possibly can by being open as possible and speaking to people, and ultimately having the best people around me to help me and put me in the right direction.
In terms of what the PCA Benevolent Fund does, that's just one of many things.
Yes.
I mean, the film gave us, gives us a snapshot, no more than that.
I mean, it helps present players in all sorts of situations, from contracts right through to operations and one thing and another, and also past players. I mean, Jack Bond, who helped set up the PCA, and it's 50 years ago. Age 82, was in absolute agony, needed a hip operation, was on a waiting list a mile long, and his wife Florence just rang the PCA, and I think it was within 2 weeks he had the operation. So they don't just look after the mental side of things, they do the physical side of things as well. They also go into other addictions, other areas, and in it, they educate players as well in lots of many things. It's a fantastic organisation.
Yeah. From the point of view of Chance to Shine, James, you've been involved in that. So how's that going? Yeah,
it's a brilliant programme. I've been very fortunate enough to partake and participate in some of the different activities and go to some of the schools. And it's amazing, that they genuinely, bringing cricket into the schools, genuinely to see the smiles on their face, and they're genuinely really happy. They're not fake smiles that you would assume with kids being at school and trying to get out of lessons. A lot of the kids, naturally, I didn't enjoy going to class, but when sport, and especially cricket, is brought into their classrooms and onto their fields, it's amazing the joy that they get out of it. But it's not about just teaching them how to play cricket, it's everything that comes along with cricket, all the life lessons, how to deal with setbacks, and being involved with a team and making friends, because I know the friends that I've made through cricket, and it's exactly the same with these kids that haven't had the opportunity to play in teams before, and Chance to Shine is giving them the opportunity to play with their fellow classmates and teammates and make a new connection.
Well, it's obviously a tricky one because you want to get them involved and show them what good the game can do and sort of the life skills you can learn from it. When you take Chance to Shine to them, they get a game of cricket. Of course, the problem is what happens after that. I mean, for instance, if you've got sort of 12, 13-year-olds going, oh, I quite like this game, then they've got to find ways of continuing that thereafter.
The ECB is quite good at that, because what they do, in Chance to Shine, a lot of other programmes, any kids that are interested, I would presume that you do what other people do, is just send those children to ECB clubs. So that's the step forward. And the 3 charities combined, which make Cricket United, they cover absolutely every aspect of cricket, from basically from the day you start playing whatever form of cricket, right up until you're age 82. And it does cover all things together. And so it is a brilliant thing to make it so simple.
Well, I suppose there's probably a misrepresentation, which is, Chance to Shine is there to encourage people to look at the game of cricket, to take it up, to enjoy it, to play it, to get better and progress. Some people would say, how many England players have come from it? But that's not quite the point, is it?
Yeah, exactly. I was just about to say that. It's not necessarily... Chance to Shine's aim isn't necessarily to find the next England superstar. If that comes, brilliant.
Yeah.
If he comes through the Chance to Shine programme, brilliant. But it's about all the life lessons that come with it and what cricket, going into those schools, going into the communities that can bring, and all the enjoyment. Because we know from our personal experiences playing cricket what a special game it is and all the good things that come from it, the friendships, the different life lessons that we all learn through playing cricket. And that's just one thing that Chance to Shine does bring to the kids.
And also, it has a chance to unify, doesn't it? Because we look at our society as a whole in this country. It's a very broad church, as they would say. So you have a chance to bring them all together under the banner of cricket.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's the whole point of things like Cricket United. To identify what cricket actually can be to almost anybody. And you know as well as I do, there's nothing finer than being in a team environment and having a laugh and having a bit of success, because you make bonds and you make friendships, as James has said, that last you a lifetime.
Yeah, and on top of that, it's the amount of people that Chance to Shine. I think we've touched over 3 million kids, and I think 1.4 million of them have been girls. So it's getting girls into cricket, and we've seen the girls' cricket, the girls' game is going from strength to strength as well. So I was at a school a few weeks ago in Nottingham, and the best player was a girl cricketer. So it's bringing it to all sorts of girls and boys.